Hey guys, I'm your boy Nick with Pick Me, and in this video we're going to be talking about all the bets and the props that I like for the full card of Vegas 81 card, man. Let's get right into it. First up on the card we have Ashley Yoder taking on Emily Ducote. Ashley Yoder is coming back after like 2 years off. She's 35 years old now. These odds do make sense because Emily Ducote had a pretty close fight with Lupi Gordinez. It is still women's MMA, but I'm very high on Emily Ducote here. I think she's gonna put a striking clinic on Yoder here and get a 30-27. So I do like Emily Ducote. I like her as a parlay piece maybe if you want to throw her. I don't really advise it because it's women's MMA, but I'm very high on her in this fight. Or if you can take Emily Ducote by decision, or you can go with the over 2.5, but it's juiced up at a minus 375. Or you can go with the 5 goes to decision. I like that also. Let's go to the next one now, guys. Alright guys, next up at bantamweight we have Chris Gutierrez coming in at minus 278 right now versus Alatengheili coming in at plus 225 as an underdog. I have Chris Gutierrez winning this fight, guys. I have him in a parlay. I think he's pretty safe to parlay here. He was preparing for Montel Jackson, who's a much higher elite fighter than Alatengheili. Montel Jackson has a better skill set all around, and Chris Gutierrez had a full training camp for him. So I think he's going to be more than prepared for this fight against Alatengheili, who's a much smaller guy at bantamweight versus Chris Gutierrez, who's like almost 5'10". So I do like Chris Gutierrez here. I like him by decision. I like his money line as a parlay piece, and I also like him over. I also like the fight to go over 2.5 rounds. At minus 280, it is kind of wide. I would just prefer to take Gutierrez my money line instead of playing the over 2.5 because the Gutierrez is very dangerous on the feet. He throws a lot of variety of striking, a lot of different strikes on the feet, and he can definitely catch Alatengheili if Alatengheili goes in for like a lazy takedown or something. But I do think this fight's gonna go to decision. Alright guys, next up at women's bantamweight we have Irina Alekseeva taking on Melissa Dixon. Irina Alekseeva is coming in as an underdog at plus 124, and her opponent Melissa Dixon coming in at minus 148 as a favorite. These odds don't really make sense to me. I did pick Melissa Dixon at first, but however I am flipping to Alekseeva, because I do like her pressure. She's very wild. She's always going to go for it. She's always going to fight for your money. And getting her at plus money, I think there's some value there. I only put like a quarter of a unit on her at plus 124. And once the odds drop, I do like her prop win by submission. She's very crafty on the ground. And I think Melissa Dixon is going to be looking to take this fight to the ground. And I could see Alekseeva snatching arm bar or a knee bar or something like that. I also like the under 2.5 rounds at plus money, plus 114. If Alekseeva isn't able to finish the fight in the first round, I think Melissa Dixon can get on top of her and ground and pound her because he has very good ground and pounds. He's very dangerous. I also like Dixon wins by round KO, TKO in round 2 and round 3. I'm sure you're going to get over plus 1,000 odds over there for her round props. Anyways, guys, that's my breakdown for this fight. Let's go to the next one now. Alright guys, next up at lightweight we have Terrance McKinney coming in at minus 535 versus Brendon Marotte coming in at plus 400, guys. These odds are so wide, and it does make sense kind of because McKinney has been in the UFC for quite a long time. He's fought some pretty high level fighters in the UFC. He's got some good wins in the UFC, and he's always going out there and he's always putting on entertaining fights. But he's taking on this Marotte, who's making his UFC debut now. And for this fight, I do like if you guys are gonna be playing McKinney, I think you're better off just taking him by first round KO TKO because his cardio falls off a cliff after the first round. Or you can take under 1.5 rounds here. I do like the under 2.5 rounds as a parlay piece because Marotte also goes for a finish. He's not a guy that's gonna be trying to win on scorecards. He's gonna try to push the pace on McKinney if McKinney isn't able to get him out of there in the first round. I also like if you guys do want to bet on this fight, I don't feel comfortable betting McKinney at minus 535. Even though I am picking him to win this fight, I do think it's worth it to sprinkle on Marotte if he survives the first round, and if you can get him at over plus 400 after the first round, and he looks like he's gonna survive because he's out of that New England cartel, and those guys are so tough to put away. And I think it's worth it if you can get plus 500 after the first round. And it looks like Terrance McKinney is getting tired a little bit, slowing down a little bit. So that's my breakdown for this card, guys. Let's go to the next one now. Alright guys, next up we have another women's bantamweight fight. We have Tainara Lisboa taking on Ravena Oliveira. Tainara Lisboa is coming in at minus 340 versus her opponent Oliveira coming in as an underdog at plus 270, guys. I do like Lisboa here at minus 340. I don't like the line at all. I do think it's pretty wide. It should be like, she should be maybe at most minus 250 at the very most. I don't know if you guys want to parlay that. I think I parlayed her when she was like minus 300 or something like that. But minus 340 is pretty wide. Anyways, I do like her here. I do think she's going to win by submission. She's going to finish Oliveira. Oliveira is very wild. She's doesn't have any striking defense. Eats a lot of shots on the feet. The only fights tape that I could find for her, she beat some very low level opponents who don't even have a one win on their pro career. Yeah, those girls that she's beaten are so low level. And I do think Tainara Lisboa, she's already made her UFC debut. She's already got over with the nerves that you have coming into the UFC debut. Now this is her second fight, and I think she's fought the much higher level of competition. She's been in there with some good competition, so she's got experience. And I do think she's gonna run away with this fight. I do think she's gonna finish the fight. I do like under 2.5 rounds at minus 135. I think I could see Tainara Lisboa finishing this fight in the first round even. And I like the fight doesn't go to decision the most, because she does have a finish later in the third round against Jessica Rose Clark. She found a submission like in the last 2 minutes, so I think you're better off taking the fight doesn't go to decision here. But I do like Lisboa as a parlay piece, guys. Alright guys, that's it for this fight. Let's go to the next one now. Alright guys, next up at featherweight we have Darren Elkins coming in as an underdog at plus 164 versus TJ Downtown Brown coming in as a favorite at minus 198. And this is a stay away fight for me. I'm not looking to bet any money on this fight. I want to be far away from this fight personally. I don't trust either guy. I don't trust TJ Brown, even if he was an underdog here. But I don't trust Darren Elkins either. But if he does survive the first round, I think he's got a pretty good chance to win this fight. But if TJ Brown, I mean, his only prop that I do like, if you guys do want to play this fight, I think TJ Brown by TKO at plus 300, that's much better value. Darren Elkins, I mean, whenever he does get finished, he's been knocked out in the first round, and that's his problem. I mean, that's his durability. I mean, is going away slowly, even though he's got that tattoo on his body. The damage, I mean, he's got his nickname tattooed on his whole like body, but I don't think he's gonna be able to take damage at 39 years old. If you do see TJ Brown slowing down after the first round, I think you can take Elkins by decision at plus 400 if you do want to make a play here, because that's how he normally wins his fights. He loses the first round, gets beaten up, gets his ass kicked in the first round, and then he comes back and puts it on the guys when they start getting tired. Like, TJ Brown has one of the worst cardios ever in the UFC history, and he's got one of the worst takedown defense at like 26% takedown defense. Absolutely horrible takedown defense. Or you can live bet Elkins if you want. I might live bet him if I see TJ Brown slowing down, because he does have a problem gassing out many times in his fights. And I think I might play Darren Elkins by live bet him, and you might be able to get a good number after the first round, because TJ Brown always gonna win the first round, but then he falls off a cliff. But I just want to stay away from this. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get to the window. Alright guys, that's it for this breakdown. Let's go to the next one now. Alright guys, next up at bantamweight we have Christian Rodriguez coming in as a favorite at minus 155, taking on Cameron Saaiman, the really hot South African prospect. Cameron Saaiman coming in as an underdog at plus 130, guys. So I do like the over 2.5 rounds in this fight. I don't see either guy finishing the fight in this fight. Both guys have shown very good durability. Both guys have a chin. They can both eat shots if they need to, and they both have a very well-rounded game overall. But I do think Cameron Saaiman is going to win this fight. I did pick him as my dog lock of the week at plus money at plus 142 early on. But his money, there's a lot of money coming in on Christian Rodriguez. And it kind of makes sense why, because people think he's a much more mature fighter. And beating Rojas Jr., there's a lot of hype on him now. So if you do like C-Rod, I mean, maybe he can find a submission, because he does go for those submissions. He had a Pierce, Jonathan Pierce, in a crazy submission choke. It was a guillotine choke, but Pierce is super tough. He was able to get away with it, get out of that choke though. But he's very dangerous at second round C-Rod by second round submission, plus 1200. But I just don't see it, guys. I think Cameron Saaiman is gonna win this fight, and I took him at plus 142. I have 1.5 units on him at plus 142. But if you don't want to play his money line, if you think this fight is close, like a lot of people think it's gonna be, I do like Cameron Saaiman at plus his point spread at plus 3.5. That means all he has to do is win 1 out of the 3 rounds on the judges' scorecards, and all he has to do is not get finished. And I don't see C-Rod finishing him at all. Alright, guys, that's it for this breakdown. Let's go to the next one now. Alright, guys, next up at men's flyweight, we have Edgar Cháirez coming in as a favorite at minus 355 versus Daniel Lacerda coming in at plus 280. And this fight already happened. This is the second time they're going to be fighting on in this year. Cháirez, I mean, this fight was, I think the first fight was on the UFC Noche card. I think it was Alexa Grasso versus Valentina Shevchenko, but it ended up being no contest because Edgar Cháirez had Daniel Lacerda in a crazy guillotine choke in the first round, and he was squeezing hard, and it looked like Daniel Lacerda, his arm went limp or something like that, and the referee stepped in. He thought that Daniel Lacerda went to sleep, but unfortunately, I think Daniel Lacerda, I think he did go to sleep, but then he woke back up or something like that, because it did look like he went to sleep. If you go watch that fight back, it does look like he went to sleep. But anyhow, they're gonna run it back here, and I don't see this fight going any different. I think Cháirez is gonna win by submission again. I do like that prop at plus 180. I have a quarter unit at plus 180, and I like Cháirez by second round finish at plus 500. This fight is supposed to be finished in the first round. That's how the books have it. They're expecting this fight to be finished in the first round, like it almost was in the first fight. So I do like that second round. I think the Daniel Lacerda, he might be a little bit hesitant this time because his job is on the line. So I think maybe he's gonna be he's not gonna be as wild as last time. So maybe a little bit sprinkled on the plus 500. I do think Cháirez is gonna be able to get the job done by second round for sure. Or you can take if you want to be just safer, but there's not much value. Cháirez by finish overall is minus 200. There's no plus money. I mean, not even worth playing in my opinion. Maybe you can throw that in a parlay if you like, or you can go with under 1.5 rounds at minus 190. I think that's much more safer. Either guy can finish each other, then you don't have to worry about that. Or I do like the under 2.5 rounds as a parlay piece. I have that as my I have that in my safety parlay. I do like that. I really Lacerda has never gone to the scorecards. If you like Lacerda, I think his best chance is to win by round 1 KO TKO. I don't see him submitting Cháirez at all. Cháirez has very good ground game, and he knows how to stay safe on the feet. And I think if Lacerda has to catch him with a head kick or something, or a big punch, and put him to sleep if he wants to win this fight. Alright guys, that's my breakdown for this fight. And let's go to the next one. Alright guys, next up at middleweight we have Michel Pereira taking on Andre Petroski. Michel Pereira is the favorite at minus 185, and the comeback on Petroski's dog is plus 154. Pereira, I do like Pereira here, guys. I'll be honest. I really like him here. I think he's gonna be able to defend the takedowns and touch Petroski up on the feet. I mean, Petroski was getting outstruck by GM3, who's not really known for his boxing or striking at all. I also do like the over 1.5 rounds. I do think both of these guys are very they know there's a lot on the line. They both are on win streaks right now. I do think this fight goes over 1.5 rounds, but I do see this fight being finished either in the last 2 minutes in the second round or the third round. I do like the third round finish here. Fight ends in round 3 is plus 700, guys. I think this was plus 800, but some money came in because Petroski looked so tired. He looked so gassed last time in the round 3 against GM3. If he's tired against the Pereira here in the round 3, and if he's gassing out, looking for a minute to breathe, I don't think Miss Pereira is gonna give him that chance. I think Pereira is gonna light him up with his hands, beat him up, and maybe the referee is gonna have some mercy and step in. I could see Pereira by KO TKO at plus 200, or you could see maybe just take him by finish at plus 150. But I just like his money line overall. I like his money line. Maybe throw that in another parlay of yours. Throw that in with like Cháirez or something like that. I do like that parlay, and you're gonna get plus money there. If you do like Petroski here, I think he's gonna win by submission. I don't see him winning minutes against Pereira. If he gets a takedown, maybe he can lock in a submission. He's very good with the submissions. Plus 700 for Petroski by submission. I think that's his Hail Mary in this fight. Alright guys, that's my breakdown for this fight. Let's go to the next one now. Guys, we have another bantamweight fight here. We have a lot of bantamweight fights on this card. Most of this card is filled with bantamweight fights, guys. Anyways, we have Jonathan Martinez coming in at minus 115, taking on Adrian Yanez coming in as a slight dog at minus 105. This is basically a pick'em fight. These odds have been going back and forth. I think Adrian Yanez opened up as like minus 300, and a lot of money came in on all the sharps. Poured money in on Jonathan Martinez. He's on like a 4 or 5 win streak right now. He got a really good win over Saaiman Nurmagomedov last time around, which was a very controversial decision because I think that should have gone to Saaiman Nurmagomedov. He did a little bit more work, but the judges saw it for Martinez, so he picked up a good win there. So now he's getting a big opportunity against a known fighter like Yanez. Yanez is a good boxer, and I really like him here. I think he once he closes the distance, I think he's gonna light Martinez up. Martinez is mostly a kicker. When you crowd a kicker, he doesn't know what to do. I think that's what's gonna happen. I do like Yanez money line here, minus 105, or some books you can get him at plus money. Or you can take him at point spread at plus 3.5. That means all he has to do is win 1 out of 3 rounds. I don't see Martinez finishing Yanez here. Only Ravena was able to finish him, and I did pick Ravena there as an underdog against Yanez last time around, and Font was able to knock him out. But I think that was more on Yanez because he was trying to brawl with the Font, and Font has very good boxing. Martinez doesn't have that kind of type of boxing. Yanez by KO TKO is plus 200. I don't really like that number. I think he could find a KO TKO in the 3rd or 2nd round. I don't know if I want to play that. The money line is much better value. I mean, you're much better off taking the money line there instead of the plus 200 by KO TKO. Fight doesn't go to decision is the minus 175. I think it doesn't go to decision, but I don't really want to play that. Martinez by decision is plus 275. I think if you guys do think Martinez wins this fight, his best path to victory is by decision. I don't see him finishing Yanez here, guys. That's my breakdown for this card, guys. Let's go to the co-main event next. Alright guys, next up we have Jennifer Maia taking on Viviane Araujo. This is a women's flyweight fight, guys. I don't understand why this is the co-main event of the card. Like, it doesn't really make sense to me when there's a fight like Yanez versus Martinez, which is an absolute banger from start to finish. So why do they have this fight as a co-main event? Like, I don't really understand why the UFC does this. I mean. But yeah, man, anyways, let's get back to the breakdown. We have Jennifer Maia coming in as a favorite at minus 155, taking on Araujo coming in as a slight underdog at plus 130. And I do see this fight going to the scorecards at minus 400. I know it's very wide, but both of these girls aren't really known for finishing. I think Maia only has like 1 finish in the UFC, and Araujo only has like 1 KO TKO in the UFC. And I do think Maia wins this fight. I do like her by decision, but you're better off just taking your money line at minus 155 just in case she finds the finish. Who knows? You never know. A lot of things can happen in women's MMA. But if you do like the underdog here, I think she's going to win by decision. I don't see her finishing Maia here. Araujo to win by decision is plus 225. But I do think Maia gets the job done. I have 1.5 units on her. I think Maia money line. I do like her here. I have her in a parlay with the Ducote also. Alright guys, that's my breakdown for this fight. Let's go to the main event of the evening now next. Alright guys, next up we're in the main event of the evening, guys. We have Sodiq Yusuff coming in as a slight favorite at minus 166, taking on Edson Barboza as a slight underdog at plus 140. I mean, guys, I did pick Sodiq Yusuff at first because I think he's a young up and comer, and he's got pretty good boxing. I do think he probably wins this fight, but I'm going back and forth. I cannot decide who I want to pick in this fight. But my favorite bet on this fight is fight doesn't go to the scorecards at minus 250. I have a half a unit on this right now. I do think this is a good parlay piece. The last time Barboza went to the, I can't remember the last time Barboza went to scorecards in a 5-round main event. He hardly ever goes to scorecards. He's a very dangerous striker, and Yusuff is a very dangerous striker. Both these guys are gonna stand and bang, I think. I don't see either of these guys going for using their grappling in this fight. But I do like the under 4.5 rounds also at -210. I think you can maybe throw a unit on this or something like that. I do like Yusuff. If you guys wanna play Yusuff at a juicy prop, Yusuff by submission. I mean, he's very good at locking in submission, guillotine chokes. He's got a lot of variety of submissions. Plus 550 for Yusuff by submission. But if you do like Barboza here as an underdog, I do think you're better off taking him by moneyline at plus 140. Or his KO TKO prop is plus 250. It's not really worth it in my opinion. I would just rather take Barboza by decision. I mean, plus Barboza by moneyline. I mean, I'm twisting my words. Sorry about that. Anyways, I do like Barboza here. I think he can probably get the job done. I know Yusuff is an up-and-comer here. My pick is still Yusuff, I think. But man, I'm I'm not confident at all. I'm 50-50 on this fight, guys. I don't have any bets on either guy here yet. I only have fight doesn't go to decision at -250. That's the only bet that I have. The only one time that Barboza has gone to the 5th round, I think it was against who was it against? I can't remember who it was against. I think it was, let me check here. I think it was against he had a cut. Barboza, the last time he went to scorecards, he had a cut in they stopped the fight. I mean, it was I think Kevin Lee back in 2018. It was a doctor stoppage because he had a big cut on his face, and they stopped the fight under 4.5 rounds. And I do think that's what's gonna happen here. I do see this fight going under 4.5 rounds. Or my favorite play is 5 doesn't go to decision. That's my favorite play. I don't want to be on either side here. But if I had to make a pick, I think Barboza moneyline at plus as an underdog plus 140. I think that's the play you gotta go with here. We've been having a lot of upsets lately, and I don't trust any favorites in the main event anymore, guys. This is the biggest test for Sodiq Yusuff. This is his biggest fight, his biggest opponent, his hardest opponent he's gonna face. And Barboza still has what it takes, man. He knocked out Billy Corntillo in the 1st round with the flying knee. I mean, this dude still got power. He still got the athleticism, and he can still get it done, man. Barboza is still super dangerous, and I think he can still get the job done, man. But my favorite play is, again, fight doesn't go to decision or under 4.5 rounds at -210. Alright, guys, that's my breakdown for the full card. Again, betting breakdown. Please let me know what you think about the betting props and everything that I have up on the screen. I would love to hear back from you guys, and it really helps out with the YouTube algorithm when you guys drop a comment below. Even just drop a thumbs up or W. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm. We just hit 330 subscribers, guys. That means a lot to me. I want to thank each one of you guys that hit the subscribe button, that watch these videos. It really means a lot to me, guys. I cannot explain to you guys how much it means to me. I appreciate you guys, and I probably will be making post weigh-in predictions tomorrow when they do the weigh-ins, just to go over everything. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Don't forget to hit the like button, and please leave a comment below. And subscribe if you're new, guys. Please subscribe early. We're trying to get to 500 subscribers. We only need 170 more subscribers to hit 500. And I'm going to be doing a giveaway at 500 subscribers. So I'm going to be picking a one random winner at 500 subscribers. So don't forget to subscribe, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. I'm going to end this here now. Take care of yourself and stay safe out there, guys. And I'll see you guys. I'm going to be doing a fight companion also for this card, so you can join me for that live stream at 4 p.m. on Saturday. And then I'm going to be going live for the Dylan Dennis and Logan Paul fight also. I'm probably going to have to buy the pay-per-view. I don't want to pay money to Logan Paul, but I'm probably going to have to because I want to do a live stream for that. So come hang out with me, guys. I would love to chill with you guys and watch some fights together, make some money together. Let me know what you guys think down below, and join the Discord, guys. Your Discord is absolutely free. I drop all my bets there, and I'll see you guys in the next one.